Hello children, let's listen to a story I tell. The first story is titled The Fox and the Talking Apple Tree. Now let's listen to the story. In a sun-drenched forest, there lived a little fox named Foxy. Foxy loved apples more than anything in the world. One day, he found a special apple tree, its branches lush and heavy with juicy, delicious-looking red apples. Just as Foxy was about to climb the tree, a warm voice called out, "Hello, little one. Would you like to taste my apples?" Foxy looked around, startled. The voice came again from the tree trunk, "I am a magical apple tree." Foxy cheered with delight. He quickly took out a large bag and began to pick all the apples within his reach, stuffing them into the bag. "They will all be mine," Foxy thought selfishly. Just then, his friend Rusty the squirrel passed by. Seeing the delicious apples, Rusty shyly asked, "Foxy, could you please share an apple with me?" Foxy hugged his bag of apples tightly and shook his head. "No, these are all my apples." After Rusty sadly walked away, Foxy happily took out the biggest, reddest apple and took a huge bite. But strangely, the apple was terribly sour and had no flavor at all. He quickly spat it out and tried another one, but they were all just as bland. "Why is this happening?" Foxy cried out in frustration. "Why do your beautiful apples taste so awful?" He looked up at the apple tree, tears welling in his eyes. The apple tree rustled its leaves gently and said, "My magic only works when my sweet fruits are shared. The more you share, the sweeter the apples will become." Foxy was still doubtful. He plopped down, sadly looking at his bag of tasteless apples. Just then, Flopsy the white rabbit came by. Flopsy looked very hungry, and her tummy was rumbling, "Grumble, grumble." Remembering the apple tree's words, Foxy hesitated for a moment. Then he sighed, took out an apple, and held it out to Flopsy. "Here, Flopsy, you can have this." Flopsy happily took the apple and took a big bite. Her face lit up. "Oh, this is delicious. It's the sweetest apple I've ever tasted," she exclaimed joyfully. Seeing Flopsy so happy, Foxy felt a strange, warm joy spread through his heart. Curious, he picked up one of his own apples and took a bite. This time, the apple was incredibly sweet and juicy, more delicious than any apple Foxy had ever eaten. He finally understood the tree's magic. "Thank you, Flopsy," Foxy said happily. Foxy immediately ran to find Rusty the squirrel. "Rusty, I'm sorry," Foxy said, handing him the biggest apple. "Please have this, it's very sweet." Rusty was surprised but happily accepted it. Soon, Foxy had shared apples with all his friends in the forest. The more he gave away, the happier he felt, and the apples in his bag seemed to get even sweeter. Foxy sat under the magical apple tree with Flopsy and Rusty. They all enjoyed the sweet, tasty apples together. Foxy had learned that the true sweetness of the apples didn't come from how they looked, but from the joy of sharing with friends. The story of the little fox and the apple tree ends here. The lesson we have is that sharing brings joy and light to everyone. And now I invite you to listen to the next story. Now children, listen to me tell the next story. The story is titled The Elephant Who Didn't Like to Be Big. Now let's listen to the story. In a deep green jungle, there lived an elephant named Bum Bum. Bum Bum was the biggest, strongest elephant, but he wasn't happy at all. He always wished he were smaller, like his nimble friend, Brown Squirrel. Whenever they played hide and seek, Bum Bum always lost. He would just have hidden behind a big bush when his friend Mischievous Monkey would shout from a high branch, "Found Bum Bum. Your back is too big." Once, Bum Bum wanted to help Mother Rabbit pick a bunch of berries from a high branch. He gently reached out with his trunk, but accidentally broke the whole branch, sending berries scattering everywhere. "I'm sorry," Bum Bum whispered. Bum Bum sat sadly by the stream. Wise Owl flew down, perched on a branch and said, "Don't be sad, Bum Bum. Each of us has our own special worth. There will come a time when your size will be a gift." But Bum Bum still didn't believe him. He just felt clumsy. He trudged deep into the forest, hoping no one would see his huge body anymore. One afternoon, dark clouds gathered. The rain began to fall, heavier and heavier. The gentle stream suddenly became angry, its waters rising quickly and swirling violently. Help! Help! A desperate cry rang out. The hedgehog family was trapped on a rock in the middle of the raging current. The flood was about to swallow them whole. Hearing the cries for help, Bum Bum rushed out. Seeing the dangerous scene, he was scared, but then Wise Owl's words echoed in his head. He took a deep breath. Bum Bum bravely stepped into the water, his big heavy feet planted firmly on the riverbed, as steady as stone pillars. His large body blocked some of the fierce current, creating a calm area behind him. He approached the rock and gently extended his long trunk. "Climb onto my back, ma'am and little ones," Bum Bum said. When the entire hedgehog family was safely on his broad, secure back, Bum Bum carefully turned around. He slowly took one steady step after another, bringing the hedgehog family to safety on the bank. All the animals in the forest cheered loudly. Hooray for Bum Bum! Bum Bum is a hero. Mischievous Monkey jumped onto Bum Bum's shoulder and gave his friend a big hug. "Thank you, my big friend. Your big body saved everyone." Bum Bum looked at the floodwaters, then at his own body. For the first time, he smiled a big, bright smile. He realized Wise Owl was right. Being big wasn't a nuisance, it was his strength. From that day on, Bum Bum was never sad about his big body again. He proudly used his strength to help his friends and knew that no matter who you are, you always have a special and precious value. And that's the end of our elephant story. As you can see, each of us has our own good value. We just need to know how to use it at the right time to bring about wonderful things, and we will be very proud of that. Now I say goodbye and see you in the next story.